Last time on Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater, Osk and Ramses the Sword started slaying random drow in the town of Northport, while meanwhile Francis Vichiman took control of Rotville and had all the racists arriving there arrested and turned into ritual sacrifices and zombie food. Then she and Nala invested in a Kitsune-run brewery and spent the rest of their time enjoying the lovely weather on Reyes. Our other heroes decided to leave Demon's Knot to do good on West Linya, so they sailed to Ferme and Harlow convinced them to head toward Oestra. But they decided to stop at Pont Vide after witnessing a rocket launch. And now, Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater continues. Alright, you guys reached the city gate.
Cool.
They asked to see your badges.
Badges?
Do you guys say badges? We don't need no stinking badges.
Exactly what we said. Please, yeah. Man, we don't need no stinking badges. Hey, one of you guys in Christmas say that. Hey,
yeah. They say if you don't have a badge, they require an IQ test to enter the city.
IQ?
Like intelligence tests.
So
anyone that wants to enter the city has to roll an intelligence roll.
Oh. Are we gonna do this?
Okay.
If you don't have a high IQ, you can also roll a knowledge engineering skill check if you have that.
I'm gonna say
because they have a need for engineers.
My grandparents are from this town. I don't know if you know the Spichiman family.
All right, that'll give you a bonus, but you still have to pass the IQ test to get in. I'll have them plug it into your result.
Can I tell them about my education and see if that gets me a bonus as well?
You can. They'll say they'll consider that in your application.
Cool,
so roll your intelligence checks. Roll a d20 plus intelligence modifier.
Oh, no.
But I can surge it.
So low.
Surge?
If you didn't beat 15, you need to surge it to get in the city.
Yeah, okay.
I
forgot about
Most of you are mythic at this point, so it's only the ones that aren't mythic that are going to get fucked on this, but...
Alright, I'll be outside the town sleeping. Yeah, Bobby only got a 5.
I'll say that Alec also didn't give a shit about the rocket launch, so he's probably like, whatever. You guys go see a rocket. Sorry, I had a lot of drinks.
Yeah.
Alright. You're in.
Plus my bonus that you gave me.
Yep.
So
you're in.
I got a 14.
So you're
and
gonna
it needs
surge
to be
it?
15. No, I got 6 and then I did 2 to make 14. So, with the information I gave you earlier,
I'll give you a plus 1. Yeah, it's fine. You're squeezed in. They'll squitch you in because you have some sort of... You have botany knowledge, and they could use that in their terraforming projects. So they'll allow you in
okay, good.
to view the city and consider joining on one of their causes. You guys have entered Pont Vide, a town of Desna worshippers, much like the worshippers in Southport. Although these are different in the scope that they are not so much watching the heavens there and like watching the stars to predict the future. They're dedicated to searching the what they call the upper realm of either heavens or space. They want to explore the heavens, explore space.
Is this the tour that we're getting?
Yeah, you're getting a tour. Someone's leading around town, just telling you all the stuff that goes on here.
Like Kennedy Space Center.
Yeah. They every month they try to launch something into space. They have a spaceport there, a space station that passes by once every month. So they try to launch a rocket there. That's what you guys just saw leaving was the last reconnaissance rocket to the star base. It's a very high-tech city. You guys will notice things like pneumatic tubes and complex security clearance. When you go through the doors, someone's always using a badge to get you from one area to another. So you guys are getting a tour, but someone's leading you. Mm-hmm. So everything you're seeing is because someone has clearance to get you there. So they watch the weather a lot because the weather interferes with their launches. So they have a lot of need for that kind of stuff. If the weather's bad, they won't launch. That delays a lot of launches. They have a lot of security officers. You will notice that right away. A lot of scientists, engineers. You'll also notice that whenever you enter the city, you pass through an X-ray scanner. Your whole inventory was recorded. You probably don't know that, but as you pass right through the X-ray scanner, everything you're carrying on your person was recorded into their database.
Holy crap.
They're able to detect magic items, record results, so anything that you were carrying on you, they know about, whether you realize that or not. They have scanned you when you enter the city. You can roll a knowledge... Yeah, you can roll a knowledge arcana or a knowledge local to see if you realize that happened.
Yeah, natural 20 arcana.
Okay.
History, whatever.
Yeah, that works. 20 arcana works. Yeah, you'll know that happened to you. You'll know that everything you were carrying was scanned and observed and recorded. You felt the scan happening. It was one of those, TSA body scans. They made you, put your arms up and everything. You know that they were, they're recording what's going on. You have a feeling that, they know everything you're carrying. They do a lot of recruiting, and so they're giving you this tour right now because they're like, this is a recruiting tour. They're like, you've welcome to the city. They're trying to recruit people for like other launches for their star base that they have, because they need engineers for Starport, which most of it gets recruited, security. But they also need farmers, medics, low-level workers, all kinds of people that will work on their star base.
Is medic a healer? So would like healing spells?
Yeah, healing spells would be something they would want to work on their star base. They need people up there healing people for, it's space, so it's far away from Earth, so magic doesn't work as well there. But they need people that can help heal other people. I mean, injuries happen in space just like they do here on Earth, on Prime. So they originally, when they first built the space station, only flew the dead or undead to the moon. And that's where they tested a lot of Oestra's original techniques there, because they didn't want to deal, because the zombies can be a problem. And only after some of the more advanced techniques were evolved did they actually move the zombie operation to Oestra. So originally it was built to test zombies on the moon, but now they have their own space station. Although the moon of this Prime, of this Earth, is full of zombies. We'll tell you that there's a bunch of zombies on the moon.
The moon is made of zombies.
The moon is full of zombies. But yeah.
Zombies and cheese.
Zombies walking on cheese.
But it definitely seems to be a town where like science and magic kind of coexist. They have an observatory, a bell tower, a generator station, some homes, what they call the Hologram Inn, a smithy, a hospital, with a launch pad where a rocket just launched. All the launch pad's empty now. Which next to that's like a mission control area. And a rocket works where they build their rockets and things like that. They have bank, which seems to use the pneumatic tubes more than anyone else. You guys can access things via the bank, via pneumatic tubes anywhere in the city. And they also have a monument to the Great Crash.
Oh, can I ask about that?
Yeah. Well, the first rocket they launched was not a success, and there was a great crash, a big explosion, and they actually built the city in the crater of the original rocket launch. Originally, this wasn't a city at all, but the castle of Kranagris wanted to explore the heavens and break into the heavens, and so they've been trying to develop for a long time. And the first rocket they sent there was too powerful and exploded and created a big crater, and the city was built in that crater. And they've progressed this study of rockets and rocketology and rocket science. They've perfected that here.
There's literally a wall to get to heaven. Like space is still the material plane, correct?
But then if you get to the top of space, if they get far enough into space, they can crack it and get into the upper realms.
The top of space.
Exactly.
Like Truman.
So since they don't have the Codex of Infinite Planes and can't just teleport themselves there, they're actually looking for a physical way to break into heaven. That's what Pont Vide is all about.
And magic doesn't work in space?
Magic doesn't work as well in space. It seems like magic is connected to things like ley lines, the great crystals, things like that. Like that's where the source of magic comes from gods. And in space, you're not as connected to that energy. So in space, you still have magic, but there's a percentage chance it won't work. So you still use it, but you have to roll, and depending how far away you are from Prime or wherever your magic power originates, the less likely it is to work. They offer all kinds of services here. They offer what they call a body backup clone pod, which you can pay to make clones of yourself. You have to get a neurocam, which records your... So whenever you do it, they give you a neurocam, which records whatever your life, your memories. And if you die and remove that neurocam, and you've been in a clone pod, then they've also created a clone of you. Whenever you die, you can just have that neurocam put it in a clone and have another version of yourself. So they've worked on ways to prolong life that way. Although every time you make a clone, it becomes more and more degraded, so it only works so many times before you become, deformed. They have something called the 5 Stars Tavern. They have drinks, chess, mild gambling, but it seems to be like a very intelligent type of bar.
Mild gambling.
Yeah, 5 Stars Tavern. They have the Soda Tech Automaton Workshop, where they build robots, robot gear, things like that. Stuff they use in space. And the Body Shop, where they will not tell you about, unless someone has... None of you guys are evil, so no one's going to tell you about that, so I'll skip that part. Unless one of you guys wants to roll a knowledge local that's really high.
What's behind that door? 22?
Morgan's an evil robot, right?
Yeah? Is she with you? I mean, Joanne rolled 22, and so she'll know from Jacques' experience with the black market, she's able to glean this information, that if you ask the right people, they do robotic body modification here in town, too. At a place called places called body shops. So you can get cybertech added here.
So with that knowledge local, I basically just read the sign above the door, and I was like, "Hey, I know what
that body shop is not a place where they fix your car. It's a place where they alter your body."
Yeah, guys, I found out.
And then the tour ends at Star Patrol headquarters, like a garrison, a training room, force that protects the city. It just shows you the very impressive guard that they have. They introduce you. Most of them wear a shifting suit, So all the guards that you greet, you can't tell what they look like because their identities keep changing. Like while you look at them, they're wearing some sort of body form, tight-fitting fabric that shifts and changes their identity in like second by second, much like Scanner Darkly. So once someone joins the guard here in town, their identity's hidden in these suits. So these nameless, numberless, identityless people are wandering the streets of this town, guarding the city. Now that they've introduced you to this guard, you kind of see them all around. You now notice that these guards are all around town. And here, Star Patrol headquarters is next to the Star Search Institute. We're signed. That's not what's Star Search Institute. Scientists that explore space and its mysteries is kind of what it's all about. They have an observatory, a tower, and being in the Star Search Institute or becoming a part of Star Patrol are the easiest ways to get into space. Unless you can also buy a ticket on a rocket or win one. They have what they call a lottery here in town. You can buy a lottery ticket and have a chance to get a free ride on the rocket, or you can actually purchase a ticket. But that's what looks like 900,000 gold each to get to buy a ticket.
What?
But you can play the lottery much cheaper.
How much is the lottery?
Let's see. The lottery is only 10 gold to enter.
Okay.
And if you win, you get a free ride on a rocket. But if not, you don't.
Can I buy one?
You can buy one. It's only 10 gold.
Take it.
You can buy more than one.
You can buy as many as you want. It's a lottery.
Well,
How long does it take to get trained to go up into rockets?
Unless you have a useful skill they want, you'll have to either join the Star Patrol and be trained as part of their city guard and work in the city for a while and be approved as prove that you're worth as a guard. Or, like I said, Star Search Institute, if you're, they have 3 departments in that.
Best healer ever.
So they have the 3 departments in Star Searchers. Those other ways to get on are either observers, reporters, or asset managers.
I can be an asset manager.
manage that asset.
So those are it's either that or convince someone at one of those places that you have a usable skill they need in space. If you can convince someone that I'd be a good scientist to be in space, they might grant you passage. But
well, I'm really good with herbs, alchemy, and zombies.
okay, and there are zombies on the moon, so you want to use that as added diplomacy role to get in Star Searchers.
Yeah, I want to
roll as a healer, maybe.
Yeah, I want to roll as hey, I'll
medical officer.
Medical officer. Yeah, I'll see all your bitches.
All right.
Anybody else gonna try this, or are we wasting our time?
Well, I have healing abilities and a lot of botany stuff, but they already know about that because of the intelligence test. But
I might say for you, probably the botany is the best angle to go with.
okay, I can do that, and then a little bit of healing on the side.
So, can I just straight up roll diploma for this?
Yeah, everyone needs to roll diplomacy to convince them to allow you, even though you're not signing up for one of these particular departments.
Oh, 12 plus 9.
37.
I got a 28.
21. Do I get a bonus for the botany thingy or no?
Yeah, whatever your was that your skill?
On diplomacy?
No, your botany. Where does that come from? Is that like a profession?
Yeah, I guess.
You can add that bonus too.
So
I'd be like
26.
Those are all pretty good. So they'll say, reviewing your applications, you guys seem like decent candidates for our next rocket, which leaves in a month.
Oh.
As long as the weather permits.
Yeah.
Since you guys have signed up, they'll give you Star Searcher badges, which will give you access to more areas around town.
Cool.
It'll also give you access to all the tech in the shops here.
Woo.
Now that you have badges, you can shop in this town.
Star Searcher badges. What's it look like?
It's like this really shitty little badge. It's just this rectangle, it has your picture on it somehow, magically. A magic 3D picture of yourself, it rotates and everything. And it has your name and whatever department that you would be good in. So go ahead and write botany, zombies, or healing, or whatever you think you're great at.
Excellent. How about you there, Alec? You gonna try anything here?
He's outside. He didn't come in. He doesn't care about rockets. He's like, I care about Earth. I like the Earth and the rocks. I don't want to go into space. I like it here. This is my house.
Alright, well, we got a month before the next one goes up. Is there anything we need to do to get on that ship, or what?
Basically, you guys are just in a random lottery to get in right now, unless you go to the University of Engineering, or unless you take one of the SS tests for either observer, reporter, or asset manager.
Oh.
Do we take one of the tests?
Or if you join Star Patrol. But
what does Star Patrol entail again?
Star Patrol's like their guard. So first, you'd probably be part of the city guard in like a shape-shifting suit.
Try and take the test.
Yeah, what about the test? Is that like a placement test or what?
Well, there's just different tests for each of the 3 different departments. You can be an observer, a reporter, or asset manager. So aside from the skill that you're providing as a zombie wrangler, a botanist, and a healer, they prefer people that can also perform in one of these 3 areas. Either observe, report, or asset manage. Each of them require different roles.
Well, there's 3 of us. Let's each do one.
I can observe.
What? You want to be observer?
Yeah.
You want?
Yeah.
Reporter, and you can be asset manager or whatever.
Alright, we'll try for each.
Alright, we'll go for observer first then. Observer, roll a perception check to see if you're fit to be observer.
Can I surge that, or should I?
How many surges do you have left? Do you have surges?
2?
You can surge it twice if you want.
I'll just
Can't stop
I'm
you.
gonna try one. So I got 23.
Okay, you surge it anymore?
Nah, I think I need to reserve a surge.
Alright, so Juan takes her test and they inform her that she's not cut out to be an observer at this point in time. Keep trying.
Ugh.
Alright, what do I gotta roll for asset?
You need to roll a disabled device check.
Oh, fucking, yeah, great. I rolled 18.
Yeah, you didn't do well on your test. They shake their head. And I say, thanks for trying. We'll get in touch with you. But you get the feeling they probably won't get in touch with you.
Alright, have reporter.
Alright, reporter. I need you to roll use magic device check.
Ready?
God damn it. Actually, I'm really good at that.
It's only going to be a 17, but I'll surge it a couple of times. That takes it to 23. Is that high enough? I'll keep going.
One more at least.
That's 7 now.
27, that's enough to make you acceptable to be a reporter.
Ooh.
Alright.
Acceptable.
Yep. As a reporter, what you will need to do is volunteer for space travel to do research.
Ooh. I'm gonna do that.
So you're basically trained to be a researcher in space. So for the next month or so until you get accepted to a rocket ship, you'll be in training for research training. As a reporter, they'll give you a notice that there's no guarantee that your familiars or companions or animals, etc., will be allowed in space. But you have passed the test to be a reporter.
I'm not too sure I want to go to space now.
Shit. I'd be like, hey, I don't know if you saw my fucking last name. I'm super good at what I do.
Oh, you're gonna pull the Spachiman last name. I get it. So yeah, what are you rolling for? What job are you rolling for this time?
Fucking healer. Like, I need a medical officer.
Observer, reporter, asset manager. I mean, you've already got that. You're already in there for the healer, but that's just like whenever they need a healer, you might get on a rocket. That's a lottery. One of these jobs will increase your chance.
Alright, I'm gonna do, shit. What were the 3 jobs again?
Observer, reporter, or asset manager. Which were perception, use magic device, or disable device.
I'm gonna do observer.
Alright, observer is perception.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Alright.
Shit, yeah. 16 plus 8, so that's 24?
Nope. You failed.
God damn it. Alright, I'm gonna flip a shit and I'm gonna roll diplomacy. He's like, no, I think you like read my test wrong. No, I don't think you are qualified.
Ooh.
29 on diplomacy.
That's right, and with that, you're going to point to the wall, and on the wall is a portrait of your great-great-great-great-grandfather, Steve Spachiman.
Yeah, I mean, like, do you not know who I am?
Alright, they will give you another try the test with a +5.
Alright, here we go.
It's got to be to 35, though.
Oh, shit, that's not...
What?
That's gonna be like a 28, but not a 35.
35.
Alright, they say that you show a lot of promise.
I'll I'll do my best. Trust me, y'all. Can I roll another diplomacy?
Here's what they'll agree to, because of who your ancestors are, they'll agree to let you join the observers and work at a low level in the observatory, like cleaning lenses and stuff. And you'll be in the mailroom working your way up.
Alright, I'll work my way up.
Alright.
Fuck shit up.
Alright. You're now working at the observatory, wiping down telescopes.
Yeah, I'll work my
You're
way
an observer.
up.
Oh. Alright, I'm going to retake my test as well.
What were you?
Observer.
Okay.
8 plus 9.
Yeah. You don't observe very well. They don't think you're very observant. You'll never get along well in space.
How can I not be observant? I got my eye fixed.
You can join Star Patrol.
I don't know if I want to be a copper, though.
Well, you can do other stuff, too. I mean, it's a town. You can just gamble. Drink.
Okay.
You can do whatever you want.
Gamble and drink. I still need to do planty things. Can I teach or something? Or, I don't know.
Let's say this. They will have a place, because of your specialty, to apply for what they call green jobs. And I have to pull this up on a separate page.
Green jobs.
On their starport, on their spaceport.
Okay.
Alright, so they need greenhouse workers in space, because they have a greenhouse on their starport and then greenhouses on the planets they terraform.
Okay.
So you can get in the lottery for that.
Okay.
You won't get any special consideration like the other two will, but they need green jobs, so you're already kind of there. So just do that.
Okay.
You can't pass the observer test.
Fine.
But Cersei became a reporter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dope. They're gonna give you some training, space training. So you're gonna get spun around and gravity tested, all that stuff. But you guys will be kept in a similar housing arrangement in this town. While you wait for the next ship.
Like barracks?
Yeah. Popular games include Cosmic Roller or Pong Line, which is like ping pong. Or you can now purchase, like I said, the fancy weapons here and anything else that's here available. You guys have time to kill until the rocket launch goes on.
Is Cersei in some kind of observer training school of some sort? Is there some kind of thing I can enroll in to get bonuses on something? Is there
No, you didn't pass any tests. You can apply for the University of Engineering.
I don't have engineering as a skill.
Well, the University of Engineering will give you that as a skill.
Yeah.
If anyone would like to join the University of Engineering, it's for 6 months. You get to add +5. Yep, but you get a +5 to knowledge engineering. That becomes a knowledge you now have a +5 in after you study there for 6 months. You have to study there for 6 months and then do a final project.
I don't know if we're going to be here for 6 months. We don't tend to stick around very often.
Well, I mean, spamming time's funny like that. You can just say that you do it, then it happens.
Well, I understand that, but then I'll just be there for 6 months alone, which is also not something I want.
Well, unless everyone wants to be engineers. But that's all I'm saying. Engineering is how you do that. If you're looking for school here, you're the one looking for school. I don't think anyone else is looking for school. You're the student here.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, I can't commit that much time. I was thinking a month-long thing, because it's a month until the next launch, before we know if anything's happening.
Yeah, but what happens if in a month happens and then you guys aren't picked as part of this next crew, and then you're there for a month and you're going to wait another month, and we do that for 6 times, and then I should have been an engineer. I feel silly. I don't know. Anything could happen.
That's right. I'll do the lottery thing. I'm good.
All right. It's time for the lottery. Who wants to go first for the lottery to get into space next month? Do you guys spam a whole month in this town without doing anything?
Can we join the engineer's place and leave if we happen to get chosen?
Yeah, you can leave if you get chosen to be in space. They understand that. You just won't get the +5 to knowledge engineering. You'll still
Can
have.
I get +1?
No, but you can be half. You can be however many months you're there. You'll be that much through your course. So if you come back one day, you can finish it later. If you do 3 months now, you can come back and do 3 months later. If you do 1 month now, you can come back and do 5 months later. They'll allow that.
I'm gonna drink the whole time.
All right, you hang out at the 5-star tavern. A lot of heavy drinking scientists.
I'll go to school.
Lottery?
Yeah, I'm gonna roll.
I'm going to start my month.
All right, Juan does 1 month at the University of Engineering. The rest of you guys just wait for the lottery. All right, who wants to go?
I'll do engineering as well.
All right, so you go to the School of Engineering.
Engineer my dick, bitches.
All right, since you guys are since you're training to be on the rocket and you've already got clearance, you get to go for free. It doesn't cost anything. So it doesn't really matter.
Lottery? Yep.
Who wants to go first?
Well, I have a ticket and my whatever thing, so...
So you bought a lottery ticket?
Yep.
I rolled a 91, which means you were cleared to go on the next rocket if you'd like.
Hey!
As part of the Green Jobs team.
Baller. Got a plant
Who's
job.
next?
A job in space.
All right, I'll roll. What am I rolling?
Percentage, if you like. Percentage. See if you get on this rocket. If you bought a lottery ticket, or if you have a job, you're in the lottery. If you bought a ticket, you get to roll twice because you have a ticket also.
Oh yeah, we both bought tickets.
Yeah, I'll buy a ticket.
How many? They're 10 gold each. You can buy as many as you want. That'll just how many rolls you want to get.
I have 10 of them.
All right, you have 10. You have 10 rolls plus 1 just for being as a person that has a job. So you have 11 rolls right now. You need above 90 to get on.
Above 90?
I'll buy 10 too.
All right, so you got 11 rolls also to beat 90.
That's a miss on that. It was like 12. That's 45. That's 81. 77. 52. 7. 58. 7. 12. No. 49.
One more.
34. No dice.
Cersei's not going to space this month.
What do we need? Over 90?
Over 90. You got 11 rolls.
Alright, here we go. 14. 47. 98.
All right, you can get on. One of your tickets is successful.
You should give Cersei your other tickets.
You have, yeah, you still have more rolls, so you can give Cersei the rest of your tickets if you like.
Yeah.
You only have seven more tickets left, but you can give Cersei your 7 tickets.
For this
All right,
one.
is that all right?
Wanna roll?
I'll roll
7?
it. Yeah. All right, here we go. All right, 99.
All right, you
Yay.
guys are all cleared to go on this rocket to outer space.
So, in that case, we need to go, like, tell Alec what's up, right? If we're gonna actually go to space.
Yeah, you guys have 24 hours to prepare to go on this rocket, so.
Take it forever in there.
Later forever.
Leaving the planet, dog.
But yeah, we need to go tell Alec what is going on, and I don't know. I guess I need some kind of.
Use a bracer.
Use the bracer. You got him. There's plenty of light here. They have a lot of artificial light here in town. Magic and scientific varieties of light.
Okay. Boop boop. Alec. Hello.
Alec, roll a perception check to see if you hear Juan say hello.
26.
Hello.
26?
Yeah.
Oh, you heard.
Hey, how's the town?
It's excellent. We got cleared to go to space in like 24 hours.
Alright, cool. Talk to you guys later.
Okay.
Very succinct.
Have fun.
Alright, now that you guys have been cleared to go to space, some officials will come up to you and have alerted you, just like before. Your familiars, companions, animals, etc. may not be allowed in space. You may be asked to limit the amount of items that you bring with you. You can leave any items that you don't bring to space with the guards here in storage. They'll be waiting for you when you come back. They ask that you only bring necessities with you. To bring what?
Diplomacy to bring my familiar. I'm going to say I won't be much good without my familiar.
Yeah, you can. That's definitely allowed.
29.
Alright, with that, they'll say, you have signed up as a zombie wrangler, and for your magic power, we understand being far from Earth, maybe your familiar will help. We now need you to fill out a form. So fill out this form requesting a companion access, and then I just need you to roll a percentage chance to see if it succeeds or not.
Alright.
Above 50 is yes, you can bring your companion.
That's a 76.
Alright, and you're allowed to bring, was it Winston?
Winston.
Yeah, he can come.
I need to do
you're
the
doing that
same
for
thing.
alright, Juwan tries that for Genevieve. Roll diplomacy first to be like, can I bring my bird with me?
But like being a druid, my bird's kind of like where I get all my shit from. Like I need.
So say that and then roll diplomacy. Natural 1. They're saying we're sorry, we're not asking you to work on birds, we're asking you to work with plants. Maybe you can find a new plant familiar in space. That's their advice to you is find a new plant familiar once you sign up for your greenhouse job. They didn't sign you up for an animal job, so they don't care.
Like, I'm just a motherfucking healer. I ain't got no familiars and shit.
So you're good. They will ask that anyone that's not in the Star Patrol or the Star Search, who is a observer reporter? Not Liz. So Liz would have to leave behind weapons. You two guys are allowed to carry a certain. You still have to limit the amount of stuff you carry on board, so the last you carry as little as possible. and you guys don't necessarily need weapons for what you're doing, so they say that, you know, you can still bring it, because you're allowed to carry whatever the fuck you want, up to a certain weight limit.
I'll give my Morning Star. I don't need that shit.
Yeah, so you can leave some stuff behind, but Juwan won't be able to bring any weapons at all. You guys can bring some weapons, but it'll be limited.
How long do these journeys last? Like, how long am I going to be without my bird and my weapons? It seems like a big compromise.
At least 2 months.
Oh, space, motherfucker.
Yeah, is there anything that we need to buy before we go up there? Anything fun from the shops?
They have a lot of fun stuff at the shops that you guys have just recently gained access to, so I mean, it probably couldn't hurt. I mean, besides, like, those clones, they have all kinds of stuff here, man. They have goo tubes. They have ion tape. You can even buy an airship here if you wanted. Not that you need that to go into space, but if you were going to stay on Earth, you could buy your own airship here. They even have alchemical dragon air vehicles and hover carts, hover bikes, flight packs, walking crab apparatuses, power fields, all kinds of crazy shit here, man. This is a space town. They have all kinds of technology. They sell batteries here. You might want to buy some batteries before you go into space. But remember, you can only carry a certain amount of stuff with you into space, so for every one thing you buy, you probably want to leave something behind, because they are, like, measuring the amount of stuff you buy. If you try to go over the amount, you're going to, like, dump some stuff. They encourage you to leave stuff here in storage versus try to bring it to space and then have to dump it because it's too much weight. Because you will just lose things if you try to bring too much.
How much are batteries?
Batteries. I just had it. No. Batteries. The batteries come with 10 charges. They're 200 gold.
All right, I'll buy 2 batteries. Actually, I'll buy 3.
All right, 600.
No, that was.
Does anyone else have a budget they want to give me? I can tell you what kind of stuff you can afford, because they have all kinds of cool stuff here. Emergency beacons, comm sets, inertia dampening belts, lighters, mag boots, med lances, power cables, all kinds of stuff. Skill chips, Mark V skill chips, tractor chips. 2 grand. All right. Let's see what we got for 2 grand. We have the instant bridge is only 1,400. That's exactly what it sounds like. Instant bridge. Boop. There's a bridge.
Yeah. Okay, I want today.
Let's see. Med lance is only 1,000 gold.
Ooh, what does that do?
I'd have to look it up, but I believe it just like helps you with heal checks and stuff. It's a medical lance, like a thing that helps cauterize wounds and stuff. Very tiny. It's a very tiny lightsaber, basically, like a butter knife lightsaber.
Pretty good at heal checks already. Okay, does.
All right. What else I got that's cheap? Tracker chips are only 1,000 gold. You can use those to track people. Just gotta put it on them, and then you can follow them.
I don't really care that much about humans, so.
Bandages of rapid recovery are only 400 gold. Helps with your heal checks also. What else is cheap? Electric gloves of storing are only 2,000 gold.
Ooh, that sounds cool.
Yeah. So with those, they come with an extra dimensional space. It costs 1 charge of your battery per use, so your battery comes with 10 charges, but if you have battery plugged into this glove, you can use it 10 times to store an item, like a large item in a very small space inside your glove.
Oh, pass.
That's all you can probably afford, really. Everything else is kind of expensive.
That's all you can afford.
They have a really cool personalized astrolabe for 26,000, but...
Well, don't talk about things we can't afford.
They have messenger crystals. But you guys already kind of have those armbands, which are very similar. I don't know. If you guys already have those armbands, you kind of already have that. And that's kind of cheap. Those are like 130 gold. So they're super cheap, but you guys have the armband, which is similar. So I don't know if you need them.
I'm gonna leave pretty much everything behind except for my cauldron, my scythe, and my crossbow, and then whatever I'm wearing.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring my breastplate and my shield.
Nothing else.
What? No weapon.
That's it. I don't need a weapon.
Balzer. Alright, and Juwan, what are you bringing?
I don't know. I have a whole lot of stuff to look through to see what I'm bringing. I can't bring my weapons, obviously. What do I do with my bird, like, while I'm going? I can't just, like...
They can store it here for you, but they'll...
store a bird. It's not an object.
I don't know. That's what they do.
They'll
charge you to hold it here in storage, but you can do that. You can store things here at storage.
Buy those gloves.
It's only 10 gold a month.
Is there, like, an animal kennel or something I put her in?
10 gold a month.
I don't like this, but fine.
Alright, you leave your bird behind.
This makes me sad. I don't like this.
Which means you can only use your spells for 1 day, and then you can't recharge them until you make a plant familiar friend.
And it takes, like, 24 hours to make a plant familiar.
Yeah. So,
how am I going to find a plant in space?
Well, hopefully they already have a greenhouse set up before you got there. Alright, Alec, do you want to do anything, or are you just going to, like, wait for them to come back from space? They, like, told you they're getting on a rocket to space, and you're like, well, I guess I have some free time.
No, I'm gonna leave. Yeah, I'm gonna sit there.
All right, where's Alec going? I'm curious.
I'm gonna go to White Castle, I think.
All right, Alec goes to White House. Let's to the other side of the island. All right, so you head from where you are, which is Pont Vide. You're gonna have to pass a lot of stuff to get there. Do you just head east from where you are?
I know about. I don't want to go near that tar pit, and I also don't want to go near that weird invisible wall that Pat told me about.
So, give me like a cardinal direction that you would like to head.
Yeah, I guess I'll go through. Because if I go through those mountains, I'll go back to my forest.
Well, yeah, your forest was kind of these southern mountains down here.
Yeah.
So you kind of go. You kind of go like. You want to go that direction.
Yeah, I'm kind of aimless. I want to go back there and see how my forest is doing, see if it's regrowing at all, and then.
So you head southeastish, past the great graveyard of Cranagris. So in between Pont Vide and the Cranagris Castle is like this really huge graveyard, like monumental, like the size of the city pretty much, like almost as big as Cranagris is. Huge graveyard. You pass that. You pass between that and the tar pit. I get a roll 57, so we'll say that you have some tough time getting through, but you don't get stuck. You just get kind of mucky. But you've already kind of been through it before. You're already kind of covered in tar anyway. I don't think you've washed off since last time. So yeah, you just kind of trudge through it. It just takes you a long time to get through it. Before you reach the forest, and then I roll there. I rolled super low, so you make it through that forest because you're so good in forests. You're a fucking nature boy. Ric Flair. Woo. You make it straight through that forest, no problem. You reach the road in front of Cranagris. You know to avoid the wall, which you believe is directly in front of the road, so now you are to want to travel south through the mountains, correct? You head past the town of Derg. No incident. You head into the mountains. Roll me a survival check, and I'll add that to these rolls that I'm doing to help you avoid stuff here, because I know you have a really high survival, so I don't want to make you get attacked by yourself for no reason.
It's 31.
Alright, so I'll take that into account whenever I roll these percentages, whenever... The terrain's kind of tricky, but you don't have any problem heading any more south. You're trying to go around the wall. You successfully make it around the wall, but the terrain's difficult, so it's very slow moving. So it's taking you a long time to make it through this area, but you are able to avoid hobgoblins, whatever other things, grimlocks, whatever else is in these mountains. You reach the other side. You've reached East Linya. No trubs. You're now in the southern mountains of East Linya, south of the town that you grew up in. So you now need to head north from here. For some reason I can't click the map. It just wants me to like rename the map. No, I just want to like look at it. There it is. Alright. So you're in the southern mountains, sort of north of the town of Dort, near one of those towers, one of those big white towers outside of the White Castle, which will immediately hail you, stop you, ask who you are, where you come from, why you're traveling this way, etc., like they always do when you come from this direction. Who are you? Where do you come from? Why are you here?
I'm just gonna flash my blind light guild tattoo.
That works exceedingly well. They say, go about your day, sir.
And
Alright, you're free to move as you wish. You head towards the White Castle? Yeah, you head north of that towards... Your forest was sort of near the other tower. So you head that direction. It's kind of outside of Catone. It still hasn't regrown very much, and this very large Donnie Dragonstrager's outlet is now closed.
yeah, okay.
So you reach a big empty store that's like been abandoned. You can break in or do whatever you want, really. It's abandoned, there's no one there. There's now a big building where your forest used to be, there's no one there. No one in it. You look around, doesn't appear to be any sign of life. It may take time, but the trees will grow back, and as long as there's no people here to trample down the forest, and there appears that all the people have left.
Oh, well, I'm gonna sit down and pray and have a drink to my god, and thank that the forest is still okay. And then I'm gonna break into the Ronnie check. So
Alright, roll me a strength check. Are you breaking through the front door or what?
Yeah.
Alright, roll it.
Caesar's kicking the door though.
Yeah, Caesar's with you. Just point the monkey at the door.
I'm gonna go too.
Alright, yeah, it seems boarded up pretty well, but yeah, you can help him. They've definitely, like, boarded up the fuck out of this door.
That is 2 10s.
Alright, so together you guys have maybe busted some of the boards that were blocking the door, but you haven't gotten all the way in the door yet.
Cool. Caesar's gonna go at it again.
Alright, keep smashing.
That one's me 14.
Alright, a little better. Still not in there, but you're smashing, you're making this door less of a door and more of a hole in the wall.
I got a 17 in my next one.
Alright, so yeah, you're able to break through the door. You've created a hole about the size of your hand, which is pretty large. So you now have a small hole to the interior.
Cool. I'm gonna see if I can reach inside and Perception
door.
check on the lock.
All right, I like that. Yeah, you can unlock a door from here. You busted through the door. You can find the handle. You're smart enough to do that. You do that. You open the door. You now have access to this empty. The store's been emptied out. All the inventory's been removed, but it's a big empty store. It's a huge building. You now have access to this large. It's basically the size of a great hall, and next to it is a big empty restaurant. It has a bunch of tables. And most of it's been removed, so it's pretty empty except for some of the furniture remains. You basically have access to a great hall that no one is in. You've basically have squatters' rights on this spot.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna claim this as my own.
All right.
Bonsai's gonna piss everywhere.
All right, you have your ape urinate all over the room.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna rip down the Ryan Dragon Slayers and I'm gonna rearrange the letters and say Alex. And
I don't know how that works, but I like it.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I'll use stone shape if I have to.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll assume that sooner or later you find a way to rearrange the letters of Donnie Dragon Slayer to spell Alec.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works, but it's a different universe. I don't know what the letters look like. Maybe they're spelled the same letters in this universe. I don't know. You make it happen. You flip them backwards. You smash them in half. You've now renamed this place Alec. Alex. It's weird because Alec plural just sounds like Alex.
Yeah, I know. My parents didn't do a very good job naming me. Their fault.
So welcome to Alex. So you mean Alex's? No, Alex.
And then I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna summon Nature's Ally level 4, and I'm gonna put something here to protect the place.
Okay. Floor guard. Store
Probably
security.
Yeah, I'll assign a dire ape.
Alright, so you got an extra ape just patrolling the joint.
Yeah.
You got a home ape. You summon up another monkey. We'll even say it was a similar. We'll say you didn't even summon magic. You just attracted one from the area. It's like you did Caesar, and now you got a guy another monkey just moved in. You're this is your house now. He's like, okay. So yeah, he's wandering around.
Yeah, I want him to protect my place and then the forest, and then I'm gonna head to White Castle.
Tip your hat. You dip out of your new Alex Hall, and head south. Alex's. And you head south to White Castle. You reach the long line outside of White Castle.
I just hold up tattoo and I just walk past everyone. Go, excuse me.
Alright. Roll me diplomacy with that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a dick move. It's a 4. It's a solid 4.
Alright. So some floating eyeballs come up to you and start flashing, and then guards are alerted, and they take you back to the back of the line and say, no cutsies.
I go, I didn't know I couldn't do that.
Yeah. They understand.
He says no backseats.
No backseats, no cutsies, no nothing. Your place in line is your place in line.
I was just gonna get Caesar to pick all the bugs off of Bonsai for a while, like a day of it.
Yeah, alright. You make a day of waiting in line, picking ticks off your hyena's back. So over the past 60 years or so, they've launched lots of rockets. Now that you guys have been chosen for this next rocket, you'll be initiated. Because we know launches are still risky, but they built a space station, the starport. It's kind of like Deep Space Nine type shit. It's like a floating space station just outside of the atmosphere here, where they try to launch other missions to other planets, exploratory missions, trying to reach the outer heavens. But they have had lots of accidents, lots of explosions, so they'll give you a long warning training video. Yeah, so you'll watch a long training video to warn you of the dangers of space travel, and to warn you always wear your proper gear and follow orders from your administrator. It'll warn you. It'll go ahead and lecture you on the value of energy in outer space, and what it's like being distant from home. And you'll see some pictures from space, some recreations, so like paintings of renditions of things in space. By local artists that have traveled to space and come back. They've sent artists into space to do stuff like that. And you guys will do lots of extensive training over the next month from some dormitory type rooms that you'll be allowed to stay in here in the city. But to do so, and to get further clearance onto the rocket, you're going to enter into the part of the city that has a much more complex security, many more pneumatic tubes. It's a much more active part of the city. You guys are moving into the inner part of the city now that you're going to be going onto a rocket near the launch pad. So there's a lot of those shape-shifting type guards around that are wearing those suits that appear to change form or change look moment by moment, so you can't identify who they really are. a lot more of those officers around in this area. Their voices are also disguised, and they change. You'll notice that whenever they talk. But now they're going to want to issue you guys like IDs to get around this inner city part of Pont Vide, the launch zone. So you'll need to all solve an engineering puzzle. And you all must pass through an X-ray scanner and submit to detect magic search and have your inventories stored and recorded before entering this part of the city.
And since Juan and I have already done 1 month worth of engineering school, do we get a slight bonus on our engineering
You
check?
now have, if you've done 1 month of engineering school, I'll let you have that as a skill. So it's now officially a skill on your list. Until 6 months, you're not supposed to get a bonus. I'll let you guys roll with advantage on this one.
So that means we get to roll twice and take the highest roll?
Yeah, you know about it.
Yeah.
That's my nerd crew right there. But yeah, I'll let you guys have advantage on this roll for taking engineering school. Let you roll twice, take the better result. You can add whatever that's knowledge, that's intelligence, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can add your intelligence modifier to it. And that number will be recorded on your ID. Too low of a score, you will not be issued an ID, and you won't be able to, you'll be schooled, basically. For you're allowed to go on the rocket, you'll have to take a lot of engineering classes before they'll let you get on the rocket. If you pass it, you'll be fine. You'll have the next couple of weeks free to do whatever you want in this inner city. So this will determine whether you have next couple of weeks free before the rocket gets here, or if you're going to be in school the next couple of weeks before the rocket gets here.
Summer school.
Yeah. I mean, I think you and Liz already are also going to be doing some stuff at where you guys were learning stuff as well.
Our college of knowledge.
Yeah, your college of knowledge.
I don't think you did. What the hell was I doing? You were just dicking around for a month.
What did you get for dicking
You were
around?
just going to drink for a month.
Yeah, I think you were drinking for a month. That sounds more like your character. It's an engineering puzzle. It's a very basic, like, wiring diagram and some blinking lights, and if you can hook it up, then they'll assume you're competent enough to at least be able to perform emergency procedures on a rocket or on a space station. Like, this will make sure you're competent enough with mechanics and engineering to get into space and handle yourself if something goes wrong.
Alright, so we gotta roll an engineering check on these bad boys?
19.
Was that your second roll?
You said
Advantage.
advantage.
I did.
I got a 19 natural on the first, which makes that a 24, and with advantage, yeah, I'll take the 24.
Alright.
I got a 17.
Juwan and Cersei will pass the test aces. You guys will hook up some wires, make the lights go on, they'll blink, and the person recording the test will record those 2 scores. Go ahead and write those 2 scores down on your IDs. Those numbers will be recorded. Those will be your engineering base test scores. And this will grant you access to more areas. Now that you have this badge, you can now get into this inner area of the city, the launch zone. Now you must pass through an X-ray scanner and a detect magic search.
So what are the consequences of that?
Nothing. There are no consequences. They just make sure that you're not trying to sneak anything through, and they detect magic and record. They'll inventory anything that you're carrying. You can bring whatever you want. They're happier if you declare it. If you try and hide it, that'll look bad, obviously.
Yeah.
But if you just come in with your bag full of stuff, because you're allowed to bring like 50 pounds of stuff with you or whatever. I have to double check. That's what I was looking for. Now I remember. Because there's a certain amount of weight you're allowed to carry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But if you've done that, I mean, like I said, even if it comes to the point when the rocket launches, if you're carrying too much, it'll come at that point. They'll either let you say you can store it here in the city for a fee or dump it. But at this point, you just need to submit to that scan so they know you're not hiding anything.
I will submit. Yeah, I agree.
All right, you all go through. No one's hiding anything, I assume. When they've warned you
Well,
guys.
I do have a butt plug.
All right, they'll find the butt plug and question you about it.
Yeah, I'll tell them straight up. I'm like, it's got a little bit of my soul in it and the soul of a great wizard that I'm just trying to keep in check for the time being.
All right, they'll log that in their records. Doesn't seem to be anything totally harmful to their mission, so they're okay with that. You know, you get a butt plug with your friend in it. That's your business. That's a personal item. So that's what they're recorded as, personal item. They'll take any notes they want. So yeah, you guys have all been scanned. Anything that you have in your inventory is now recorded in their inventory, so if I ask about it, you have to be honest about it. So anything you're bringing in your space bag is now recorded. You guys are now in the launch zone with whatever you brought in your space bag. You're hanging out with all the other people that are hopefuls to get on these rockets, waiting for the chance to go. You're able to hang out in this zone for 3 to 4 weeks until the next launch is available. Maybe more, depends on the weather, but in about 4 weeks they're planning a launch. And I'll roll for weather, and they'll determine whether or not they think it's viable to try and launch or not, because the weather does affect launches, just like real life.
I'm making a list of stuff that I want to bring with me, and I want to
Please do.
let me know if it should fit into. It'll be well under 50.
Yeah, I trust you guys. Use your imagination and, use your circus magic and guess the weight of your bag, and if you assume it's a decent enough weight that's not overdoing it, I'm cool. Just be warned, if once you're on the spaceship and you're like, I pull out my 50-pound weight, and I'm like, what the fuck? How'd you get other shit with that 50-pound weight? Only bring what you need. It's outer space. They don't got a lot of room. I mean, they'll warn you, like, it's the space station's not very huge. You're gonna be living in tight quarters. I was gonna say, the next thing we have to go through is charge accounts. So in outer space, they say it's not wise to bring gold because it's heavy. And all right, so you guys might doubt the validity of turning over all of your gold for charge credits for invisible money that doesn't exist. That sounds stupid. Why wouldn't I keep this gold, which is real and has value, right? It makes sense. But Harlock here, being a Spachiman, will say, no, this is legit. I've heard of this, but this is something they do. Charge accounts is a real deal. He already bought a battery. He'll say the idea behind charge accounts is that in outer space, gold is worthless. It's just a heavy metal. Unless they're using it inside of a machine, gold has no value in space. Like here on Earth, like, yes, you can trade it with other men. But in space, the thing that matters is power. Energy, because in space they're going to charge you for everything. Harlock will know that. Opening a door, like everything of food you make is going to cost energy, so you're going to have to convert your whatever gold. You can leave gold behind in the bank here, and it'll be safe. Harlock trusts the banks here, but they suggest you at least convert some of your gold into charges, so that when you're in outer space, you have the ability to pay to do things on the spaceport. Spacebucks, yeah, they're charges. You're basically paying for electricity. Let me look up the ratio here. I've got a ratio for what you have to pay for what.
Man.
At the power bank, you can trade GP for charges. You can track your account. You can store items in a dimensional space accessible at one of every 6 charger ports. So, you can also store the items that you're carrying in this charge bank. You can just put your money there, have that converted to electricity, and have that many charges. And you can also store items there and access them at one of every 6 charge ports. So on the station, there'll be charge ports throughout the station you can access electricity from, which is money there. And at one of every 6 ports, you can also access your items if you'd like to store things there. But not yet. Wait till you get to the space station to do that. If you store things now, they'll be stored here on Earth for you. But you are able to leave things in the bank here on Earth, but you just won't be able to access them. Not Earth Prime. You won't be able to access them until you return. But they'll have a similar facility on the starport, and they'll tell you about that once you've entered the power bank, which is the next stage of entering into the inner city.
So how long are we going to be there?
Charges. Every charge is 20 gold. 20 gold for every 1 charge at the power bank. So go ahead and convert every 20 gold that you want to spend on 1 charge to charges instead of gold.
Can I do a knowledge history using my Samsung life wheel, see if I've ever gone to space and have an idea of like how many charges would I need, like on average?
Yeah, that's why I asked, how long are we going to be there?
Alright, that's gonna be 33 on my knowledge history, and maybe a bonus for using my life wheel. And
yeah, they've only been doing this about 60 years. And that's only a little bit longer than current Cersei's life, but last Cersei, previous Cersei that was involved in the last Crystal game, was familiar with a lot of the minds behind the ideas of Starport that started it. Never went to space, but you definitely know the people that started Starport, that started, you know the Spachimans. You know the Spachiman ancestors. So you're familiar with a lot of the names here, the idea behind Starport. You would know these missions can last anywhere from 6 months to a year, to even longer, depending on if you're volunteering for a mission like you are. People sometimes will ask for requests to stay longer, but some will stay 6 months and leave. Usually the shortest time is about 6 months. So depending on how many charges you think you'll use, if you want, I can maybe list a couple of things you will get charged for.
yeah, that would be a couple.
Yeah, I mean it links to the ship's power grid, so pretty much for everything. You're going to buy food with them. You're going to be, like I said, opening doors, charging your weapons. A lot of the magical devices in space that if you can't use magic far away from Earth, which a lot of magic users have at least a percentage chance of failure the farther you are away from Prime. But they have electrical, magical devices, so you need charges for stuff like that. You can always come back to Earth and turn your charges back into gold. They do reconvert. There's no fee or anything to reconvert it back to gold. So you don't lose anything by converting to charges. You just would have to remember to change them back once you come back to Prime, because charges don't do you any good except here in the inner city and on Starport. But it's basically you're buying electricity. You're buying power.
Buy more when we're up there, or we have to buy it now?
You can buy more when you're up there, but you can't bring gold with you. So the only way to buy more when you're up there is by doing work and working to earn charges.
What if I brought my little Bank of Many Planes purse with me, then I'll have gold.
But I mean, they might confiscate that because it's an extra-dimensional thing, and taking those kind of things out of space might be dangerous. So,
All right, yeah.
I don't know if that would be considered contraband or not. I guess I should make you guys list all of your items so I can find out what's contraband or not. But that might be considered contraband.
Okay, because I have a list of things that I want to run by you, and now that you've mentioned contraband, I have a feeling you're going to shoot a lot of them down.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, my things to take into space are all like liquids.
Only 3-ounce containers inside of a plastic bag.
Seriously?
No, it's a TSA joke.
I guess I'll leave my dicks behind. It was probably... Well, no, I don't know.
Bring all the dicks you want, man. It's more about, like, extra-dimensional stuff is dangerous. Anything that could introduce some kind of outside element to the... So they're trying to keep, like, a sterile, safe environment.
My Door Lord ring? I don't even remember what it does. Teleports me randomly or something?
Yeah, so that would be dangerous for you to have on the spaceship because you could just, like, leave the spaceship accidentally at any point in time. So they would advise for leaving that here in the bank. That would not... maybe it's not contraband, but they would say that's a very dangerous item to bring on a spaceship. You might end up somewhere you don't want to be if you accidentally open a door with your wrong hand. I guess, although there are no doorknobs in space, so this might not be a problem. It's more for, like, doors with knobs, but...
You have to make physical contact with it, probably.
Yeah. But to avoid it, they would say they would suggest leaving that behind. They don't think you'll need that in outer space.
Alright, yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Alright, so pretty necessary for me as a researcher and performing my zombie tasks. I wanted to bring my cauldron, my portable alchemy lab, so I can make potions and such while I'm up there.
Mm-hmm.
Crossbow and bolts, scythe, my Samsaran light wheel, a bottle of shadows, which allows me to summon up to 4 shadow servants per day until night when it recharges.
Okay, the concept of day and night are kind of weird in space, so that one they might advise against, but so far, otherwise, you're good. The bottle of shadows, they would advise against it.
Alright, I'll leave that one behind. My canopic jar.
It has something in it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
They would probably advise against that as well.
Come on, man.
I'm not saying you can't take it. I'm just saying they would advise it. They would suggest not bringing it. You're welcome to do whatever you want, but if something happens to it in space, don't blame me. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. All right. But imagine me as a giant purple worm.
I know. Exactly.
Man.
That's part of the problem. But yeah, you can bring it. It's a risk.
Yeah, I don't want to lose that. All right. My immolation shirt, which gives me fire resistance and allows me to implode.
They'll be fine with that as long as they know you have it. They've recorded it, so as long as you're not like going around blowing up the spaceship and hurting people, they'll be fine.
And also, fire doesn't do that much in space.
Yeah, no oxygen.
It fizzles out immediately.
Yeah.
So like, you won't be able to like catch someone on fire and do lasting damage,
Yeah.
depending on if I'm in a vacuum or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. And they have ways to shut that stuff off. I mean, it's a pretty high-tech situation you guys are getting into.
Yeah. I'm gonna hold on to my circlet of persuasion.
That's
Wear that on my head.
Mm-hmm.
My communication bracer that uses light, that shouldn't be an issue. It's nothing planar.
No.
I would like to carry my Planeswalker license with me just in case.
Your license is fine. Yeah, it's just
Okay.
that's just a document, so you're welcome to bring that with you.
And I'm a little worried about leaving behind either one of those soul gems that I have, my butt plug and the previous one that was given to me.
They'll let you bring your soul shards or your soul gems. Yeah.
Okay. I want to bring my HBI contracts.
That's fine.
I want to bring my Eyes of the Eagle glasses that give me +5 to perception.
Also fine. Good
And
equipment.
I want to, of course, my star badge that has all my information from the Starfleet or Star Searchers.
They'll encourage you to bring that as well.
All right, that's pretty much it for me.
Everyone else cool? Anyone else have any questions about any items they're bringing?
No questions. I don't think I'm bringing anything crazy.
Yeah, if you don't bring anything crazy, you're probably fine. It's just normal stuff. You're good. You're cool.
It's all of my potions and bits and bobs. My teeth and potions and
I mean, you're a druid, so that'll seem normal.
yeah.
Awesome.
Whereas,
All right, well, I've got $2,000 worth of gems from the bank heist way back in the day. Can I trade those in? So I have 100 charges.
Yeah.
I've got 2,000 gold. I'm gonna get 100 charges.
Okay. And you'll leave the rest of your money behind? Because
No,
gold.
that's all the money.
Okay, well, gold's heavy. That's something they don't. You're trying to reduce weight for this rocket launch and stuff. There they are. Yeah, batteries for 10 charges are 200 gold.
All right, I'll take 3 of those. Do we need anything to protect us from radiation while we're up there?
They'll outfit you with most of the stuff you need. There are lots of things you can buy, though, that are super dope here.
Yeah, these are super expensive.
There's a lot of stuff, like cool inertial dampening belts. And I mean, you can buy a flashlight for 60 gold, but I mean, that's the same thing as, like, torch, basically. It takes battery instead. But they sell jetpacks, chemalizers, void pennants. Traveler's Any tool is only 500 gold. That's like a tool that you can use for almost any job. Electronic decoy rings, force shields, security belts.
What's the Traveler's Any tool? What is that again?
It's like a multi-tool that you can use for almost any application. Hammer, screw, nail. It's basically you can use it for almost anything that would require a tool.
So would that give us a bonus to engineering checks?
Yeah.
Alright, how much did you say, 500?
500. Let me pull it up and tell you what else. It does some other stuff for you too, but I mean you're basically using it as you would use a tool. So looks like a 12-inch iron bar lined with small plates and spikes, but it can be folded, twisted, hinged, bent to form almost any known tool, from a hammer to a shovel, even block and tackle without rope. It can duplicate any tool the wielder can clearly visualize that contains only limited moving parts, such as a pair of scissors. But not a hand loom. Like you couldn't build like a complicated, mill out of it, but you can build any basic tool out of it. It can't be reused to replace missing or broken parts of a machine, but can be used as a tool to help fix those things. It counts as a masterwork tool. It can count towards your craft or profession, which includes engineering in this particular instance. It's not great as a weapon, but can be used as an improvised weapon if necessary. It's like an iron bar that can become any tool as you need it.
Okay.
So as the masterwork, that gives us, what, a +1
to whatever you're trying to use it for, yeah. For whatever skill or craft you're trying to use it for, you get a +1. And basically, any job that you're engineering job you get on the ship now, you just pull out your any tool and be like, "This is exactly the tool I need for the job."
Okay.
Alright, I think we only need one of those guys. I'll hold on
Pass
to
it around.
Yeah, we can share it if need be.
So you purchase one to share.
Yeah, I'll take the hit on that one.
They got comm sets. You guys are kind of those armbands. Security alarms, emergency beacons, mag boots, med lances, motion trackers. Power cable, so that you can extend power from your battery or from a charge station to somewhere that's not right next to it. Power cables are 1,000 each, but they're 50 feet, so you can be 50 feet away from a station or a battery and still use the power.
How much was the med lance?
Alright, I'm going to buy a power cable as well. You said that was 50 feet?
Yeah, 50 feet for 1,000. Yep.
I kind of want to buy one of these, any tools, just to have forever.
I mean, they work anywhere, not just in space, so yeah.
Yeah.
The more the merrier. I just didn't know if everybody wanted to spend money on it.
Yeah. You got the money to blow.
I kind of do. I think I could use that a lot.
I can turn it into a spoon, and I can use it to stir my cauldron, whatever the hell I want.
Med lance is listed at 1,000 gold.
Remind me again, I can put shit in it.
Yeah, you can put potions or poisons, anything in it, really. It can be used to administer liquid decreasers. It's like a shot, like those things called, in Star Trek?
Hypo spray.
Yeah, it's that. You can put anything in it, and you have to succeed a touch attack, and it's as a standard action, and then you're basically...
Awesome for you. I can be making poisons the whole time we're going up there.
If they're willing, you can do it as a move action, but if they're unwilling, you do it as a standard action. You can administer 10 injections with it. It uses no charges, so it doesn't use any electricity to use, but you can put any potion in it, use it 10 times. So even one potion in there will work 10 times.
Oh,
I'm buying it.
Alright, do you want some potions? I got a shit ton of potions.
Yeah, that could be your medical officer. You just pass him a potion, he puts it on his med lance, and he gets 10 injections out of it, so...
Does it have to be liquids that you put in there?
Has to be liquid. Has to be liquid.
I'm bringing tons and tons of
Can be any potion, any poison he can now add to this med lance and shoot the med lance 10 times before it runs out.
I got a whole bunch.
Because he can do small doses instead of someone chugging a whole potion to receive the benefits. He can now give them the exact amount that they need. They sell neurocams, which record everything that you see. Will store your mind so in case you die. He'll have a picture of your brain to put in a clone.
Alright, I'm going to leave Frodrick behind too, I guess, just to keep an eye on things. He's just going to be hanging out, helping out around the town if they need him.
Alright.
Because he passed the intelligence test to get into town. He didn't try to go up into space, though.
He's hanging out in town waiting for Cersei to come back. He's a dedicated slave.
Yeah, I should have sent him off with Alec.
So do I still have time to go out and talk to Gozran then?
Yeah, I mean, you got a couple weeks for you guys to leave. You're kind of in this inner city now, so it's very mechanical here. A lot of pneumatic tubes and stuff. Not a whole lot of plants. So if you really wanted some Gozer time, you might have to leave the city altogether and come back in. But
yeah, is that okay?
You can do whatever you want. You got a couple weeks till the rocket launch, as long as you return. And
We got like a month or what?
yeah, probably. Like I said, weather permitting, it's 3 weeks, but it's probably gonna be more like a month or so. Just I have to roll weather every time that the rocket's about to launch.
Like engineering 101 real quick in this month.
Yeah, you want to go to the school that Cersei and Joanna have already started going to?
Yeah. Like they tell me maybe you should fucking have done this.
Yeah.
Well, there are 2 universities here in Pont Vidi: the Star Search Institute or the University of Engineering. Either one.
U of E.
The U of E. All right. So yeah, it takes 6 months of study to actually get the bonus, but you can sign up now and take a month and continue your course when you return.
Alright, yeah, I'll do them 1 month.
Hey, Joanne, you're a magic user. Maybe it was meant for you. I'll roll for you this time. 60. Roll me a perception.
21?
Alright, so apparently this is meant for Joanna, not you, Cersei. I misread the situation according to God. You will be approached during your weeks in time here, maybe near your engineering school, because you guys are all going to engineering school together, I assume, in your free time, especially since Harlock is now going to. So you guys will all get a second month, while Harlock gets his first month. At some point, someone will approach you very discreetly and say, "You seem like a magic user determined to go to space, and maybe a bit of out of your element."
Says who?
Says me, and the me hands you a card.
Okay.
And on the card it says Evsters. And as soon as you read it, it vanishes. The card just turns to ash and melts away as soon as you read the word Evsters. If you're interested, we're having a game night this Thursday. Meet us at room 33, which is like one of these dorm rooms, like one of the rooms you're staying in. And then it walks away. Acts like nothing happened.
I'm checking to see if I saw that guy talking to her.
Yeah, do it.
I got a 22.
Yeah, you saw Juwan talking to somebody after class. And you're like, who's that cute guy you were talking to, Juwan?
Dude, Juwan, what's up, yeah?
He gave me a disappearing card and wants me to meet him for a game.
Juwan, will you allow yourself to be willing to be scribed just so I can see what's going on without actually being there?
It's kinky. Yeah, I like it.
Alright.
Cersei wants to watch.
Can I watch you when you go visit that boy in his room?
Juwan's like, alright, whatever. Juwan's like, well, I got this date in a couple days. I'm going to walk outside really quick. So she's going to leave this inner access area, go back out the X-ray, back out through the thing into the outer city, then back out of the outer city, through the outer gate. And, you know, you're outside of Pont Vide now,
And I'm
in
gonna
between the
whistle
big swamp
for-
and the
Well,
graveyard.
yeah, Juwan's, or not Juwan, but Genevieve's been with me the whole time. I'm not leaving her until I actually get on
You go on the
board
ship,
today.
yeah.
So she's with me.
You have to board her somewhere.
So I'm gonna
You can hang
tell.
out with Bodrick, they'll be best buds.
I don't know. I'll gotta
Or you
have
can
my-
leave him, they'll board him here in the city. You have to pay for that, though. So
'Cause she's also like an animal hunter. I think.
you can let her be free.
Yeah.
Because if you love something, let it go, and it comes back to you, then that's your
She can,
bird.
she can hang out in the graveyard with Frodrick. He's just gonna spend some time with his undead brothers.
There's a very large graveyard nearby.
Are there lots of trees and stuff? And rats that
I
she
mean,
can eat?
small graveyard type trees.
Or can she sit in the trees and then eat rats that come
I
to
mean,
the
she can do whatever she
graveyard
wants.
and-
She's a bird.
I wonder
I'm not gonna argue with the bird.
I wonder if she'll be happy while I'm gone.
Well, I
So-
can't promise that, but she'll do the best she can as a bird.
Okay.
All right.
So anyway, I'm gonna go talk to Gozra.
All right. What do you say to Gozra?
And so I'm just gonna tell Gozra like everything that's happened. And I mean, I know that like kind of our thing is like being on the earth, grass between your toes, and I'm about to just go to this weird, dusty, electronic place. I mean, is this even a smart thing for me to do? Will I just like turn into jelly bones if I leave Earth?
Your bones will not become jelly, but she will warn you that since most of your magic is based on prime, on plants and animals and things like that your distance from them will weaken your power. Although you're going to space to try and promote plant growth in space, so maybe you'll be able to be near a source of them. I mean, they are apparently building a greenhouse on this starport and stuff, so maybe you'll be able to be near a source of power,
Yeah.
but it won't be as strong. Like, your power will be weaker. I'm going to make you roll percentage chances, and stuff might not work, because you're going to be farther away from your source of power. And Gosha will let you know that. You will be farther away from the source of druidic power.
Will I still be able to talk to Gozra?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe fainter, may not be as loud as whenever you are in nature, but you can still talk to Gozer anytime you want.
Okay.
It might be harder to hear, that's all.
Okay. Well, I was actually kind of thinking that I wouldn't use too much magic anyway, because it wouldn't work very well.
Yeah,
So that was my...
you can just absolve from using magic and just go back to your educational background and just use your knowledge of plants.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do, and then that's why I'm bringing
like a real human in space.
Nothing but my potions and stuff with me, because I can't, like, I'm bringing healing stuff with me, because I didn't think I'd be able to heal very well.
Okay.
Alright, well, I mean, I guess as long as Gozer's not going to be, like, angry at me, or thinks that I'm just going to die as soon as I leave, or that Genevieve
Gozer hopes not.
Gonna, like, I don't know, leave me because I'm going to be
anything's
gone.
possible.
Well,
how long are you going to be gone? No,
the
birds have
shortest
lives
amount
too.
of time possible, hopefully.
Then that's what she would advise if you want to keep Genevieve.
I do.
It's a bird. It's going to fly around and try to live its life if you're not there to, like,
I mean, I want to go and experience it and try and do stuff, but then I also think that the first opportunity that they're like, can you go back to Earth? I probably will want to by then, because I have a feeling I'm going to be, like, completely out of magic and, like, probably really unhappy. But I do want to go and explore.
Okay.
So, okay. Thanks, Gozer. One love.
All right. Job bless.
Job bless.
All right.
Job bless or not, tune in next time for more Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater.